teams handling the adversity of losing 3-6?
We're handling it pretty good. I mean, over the overall spring and winter training, we had a motto was normalize discomfort. And starting 0-3 is the most uncomfortable position we could have been put in. It's something that we didn't plan for going into camp. And now that it's here, we just keep a positive attitude. It can't get worse from here. So the morale of the team is, to move forward from here, is not go back. Last year we lost 3 games regular season, and we've already lost those 3. So now the plan is to win out.
How do you think Coach Petrino's saying? I mean, you notice any difference in him?
No, he's still going about his way, coaching as if we won those 3 games. He's real soft-spoken with us because he understands that, those 3 losses, they hurt. They weren't like when we came back. We expected to get chewed out, but he was real soft-spoken with us because he understood, that the losses, really hit us hard, and so but he's still going about the way he did before we had lost the games.
Was he still soft-spoken in practice the next day?
Yeah. I mean, he was soft-spoken, but he had a sense of urgency that that we sensed, that we all had to grasp really quickly, knowing that we're 0-3.
Is that different than last year? I mean, was he soft-spoken after losses last year?
He's not laid back after a loss. I mean, every coach, comes fired up after a loss, but he doesn't get after you. Getting after you is something he does in practice, and I just feel like he knows that in order to get us, with a positive attitude, he has to have a positive attitude, and getting after is not one of those things that is really needed as of now.
What needs to happen to get that rush game going?
The rush game, right now we're just having, we need to go forward. We're having a bad time. We're making, as far as the running back position, there have been some runs where we've made bad run reads, and we're not all on the same page. We had a little misunderstanding with some schemes, and now that we're getting that all straightened out, from here on out, we have no room to have misunderstanding or miscommunication.
Did you catch a lot of passes in this year?
I did, but they weren't out of the backfield. Actually, in high school, I would get moved out to a slot or actual wide receiver spot, but I did catch a lot of balls in high school.
So how kind of have you made that adjustment, being able to catch passes out of the backfield? How much goes into that, working on that?
A lot goes into it, especially that it's out of the backfield. I said in high school I was standing up catching passes, but it wasn't a huge adjustment, but a lot of work goes into that job, knowing that, the touches you get in the game won't always be handed off. So you gotta just be prepared at all times.
Are you the primary receiver in some of those, or are you usually?
Yeah, there's plays where I'm the number 1 read, and then there's plays where I'm a check down, but I don't think you go into those plays with a different mindset. Being a check down, you might not, give the same effort, but in this offense, at any time the ball could be delivered to you as a running back, so you always just give the same effort at all times.
On that third down, third one, were you the number 1 option, or the marker to you? Were you the number 1 option?
Yeah, yep. I was the number 1 option.
Is it difficult on an offense not knowing who the quarterback's going to be week to week, or changing quarterbacks, or how does that work?
Not really. Throughout the week, the quarterbacks will get the same amount of reps. So you'll get used to all of them, really. You'll get a good feel for what type of ball you'll get with Kyle or Reggie or, whoever the quarterback is. You'll get a feel for how they'll run the offense. Now, when a different quarterback is in, the game does change a little bit. You expect different things, but you don't feel uncomfortable or more comfortable with one. You expect that all of them are going to go out there and give you a winning performance. So it's not really something that we worry too much about.
Coach Petrino said he'd rather have one separate himself and use the one. What about you? I mean, would you think that would be good, just to have the one guy?
As a player and as a teammate, you're a fan of all your teammates. It's hard to I mean, you don't at any time root for one more than you will the other. You know, if one goes in and he's having a good performance, you root for him. If the other one comes in and relieves the other one, he's having a good performance, you root for him as well. You know, you don't try to focus in on one or root for one more than the other. You're a fan of the game and you're a fan of them while they're doing what they do. So you really don't.
What did you think of that? Maybe you didn't see it live, but going back looking at that block that Crum had when you pass play that one.
Yeah, I didn't see it at the time, but then I did go back and see it. And first thing that came to my mind is because we both had a big hit that play, and I laughed about it. I gave him a high five. I said, yeah, we got to show them how we do it in Ohio, because both of us are Ohio kids. So about big-time players make big-time plays, and I've heard Mickey say it himself, you know, he takes care of blocking first, and then his receiving will come after that. So that just was a little example of what type of player he is and how much he cares about doing the little things to make the entire offense successful.
How pretty impressed with his receiving?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
How much of have the fullbacks and the running backs and the tight ends contributed to, you know, I mean, how much do you guys think like you all need to improve or anything like that on your own blocking as far as protecting the quarterback or getting the running?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely that's one of our sense of urgency is making the quarterback feel comfortable in the pocket. A lot of times you'll see quarterbacks make a bad read or bad stuff, and it's not necessarily his fault. It's sometimes he's not comfortable in the pocket that he's in. So sense of urgency is, you know, to emphasize pass protection, you know, from here on out, to make sure whoever the quarterback is, that he can sit in the quarterback, make his right reads, make the right checks, and not have to worry about things that are out of his control.
Well, Jay, along those lines, I mean, the offensive line is taking some criticism after the game. What have they done? What are they doing right now that you think they're doing well? And then what point are they at that they're trying to fix right now? What are they really working towards getting better?
I mean, they're doing a lot of things well. I mean, obviously they're doing some things that can be improved upon, but we as a team, we've never pointed a finger at them, you know. All three of our losses were team losses, from special teams, offense to defense. So, you know, there wasn't a finger we could point at one group. And even if there is, we never do that. So right now, I mean, they're just going about practice as if they would, you know, throughout camp and everything, you know. I think one thing just as a team, period, is we need to do everything better. There's not one thing that one group needs to do better so this group can benefit off of it. Just the team, period, has to do everything that we do better.
Is that Crum block, is that something the coaches showed you all? Did you see it watching yourself? Or
we did watch in team film. Well, we get bricks, you know, they're big-time plays. We'll do that the night before our next game, so that'll be definitely something that Coach gets fired upon. And,
when the team watched it, what was kind of the reaction of the room when you see everybody go crazy?
Yeah, everyone, you know, they got pretty fired up about it. But that's something that when the team had watched it, you know, we were happy about it, but we were disappointed that there weren't more plays like that, because that's, you know, how we pride our team is hard working, you know, hard-nosed football. You know, we're going to get after it every play and essentially punishing our opponent for 4 quarters. You know, when you see a play like that, you kind of look around and expect more. Like, you know, we need more of those plays. So that'll be something that you'll definitely see as the year goes on. Thank you.